He has a studio out in Van Nuys, and when we were recording some tracks, that was one of the cymbals I used. So I called him up and I was like, "Yo, what were the cymbals?" And he was like hitting them on the phone, and I was like, "Dude, I can't tell. Just tell me the name of them, you know, so I can order them."
We're in front of the Ogden. We're gonna interview Casey from Cydeways and Matisyahu. Check out his rig. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, he just told me to try to find him. He said he was in the alley, but
he's literally right at the stage.
All right, cool.
Walk right through there, you'll find him.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, good to see you.
Chilling.
Dude.
Good to see you, man. Hanging.
Yeah, here.
Dude, fuck yeah, bro. Let's check this thing out.
Yeah.
I'm Tim with the next rig. This is Casey from Cydeways, playing drums with Matisyahu as well.
Yes.
We're checking out the rig.
Checking out the rig. Yeah, it is an honor to be checking out the rig.
Dude,
with
you're
you
first.
Here.
Yo,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
go.
First the worst.
That's it.
But yeah. All right. Where do you want to start? You want to go
Dude.
left to right?
Yeah, let's, I mean, I like this. I don't play a side snare, so
Yeah.
tell me what's going on.
So side snare, 14-inch, big fat snare drum, remote controlled sound. I don't know the depth of it, but just the high-low contrast kind of thing.
Nice.
Great way to ruin a second verse. Throw out a nice dampened snare on there.
And you have this tune low?
Tune low, yeah. So nice and fat, and then
Oh,
you have the high-low kind of deal.
Sick. That thing sounds amazing.
Yeah, dude, I love this thing.
I'll show you. I'll show you on the video. But this,
Yeah, the rim shots.
that rim is actually divoted.
rim is
It looks like
dented, yeah.
skate trucks whenever you ground a pole
It's
too
funny
much.
stuff, yeah. But yeah, 13x7 Starphonic, so loud. Evans HD dry on top, and I think it's like an Evans 360 on the bottom.
Nice.
Bottom's just cranked up super high. I mean, you could like stand on top of this thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, super loud. All the sound guys hate it. All the band hates it on stage, you know, whenever we're sound checking.
It sounds amazing.
But yeah, I
In
love
the room,
this
it
thing.
sounds awesome.
I got it. Eddie Thrower, this like YouTube or Instagram guy, he used to play with like this British band Lower Than Atlantis, but that's what he uses, and so I just straight up stole it from his Instagram page. Yeah. And then moving on. So these two, this is a 10 and 12 Yamaha Birch, I believe. Yeah, Yamaha Birch Custom. So it's kind of a bit of a Frankenstein thing. So it's 10-12 with the Evans EC2S.
Okay.
I think it's like a double ply thing. And then the floor tom is a 16-inch. I don't know if you can see it, but I took my old drum head and then cut it off and then just threw it on there like a big fat snare
Interesting.
drum.
I'll take a
kind
whole
of
video of
thing.
this thing too. Yeah.
So it just dampens it up, so it's more like a kick
Wow.
drum kind of thing.
Oh.
So it's just super short. You
Okay.
know?
Dude, those sound that sounds like old school reggae. Like,
Yeah,
almost
right.
like bottom, like headless kind
For
of
sure.
style.
Yeah, it's kind of vibe. They're definitely due from new heads. They're all dented up to shit and stuff. But yeah, so I bought these two toms on Craigslist, and then the floor tom and the kick I bought off the Taking Back Sunday drum tech.
Nice.
So yeah, so then he had like a 13-inch rack tom, but that was kind of too big for what I was doing with the Matisyahu stuff. So yeah, 10, 12, 16, and then a 24-inch kick.
That thing is huge.
Yeah, big thing. Nice and fat. I think that's the EMAD on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, level 360.
With like the double thick
yeah, with
dampener
the
on it.
Dampener on there.
Dude, that's rad.
Yeah, the floor tom and kick drum are. This is drum shop out of Pennsylvania, Black Cat.
Okay.
Custom drums. I don't even know if they're around anymore, but yeah.
The same. I have the same pedal configuration. I play a DW9000. I play a double, but a DW9000 kick pedal and an Iron Cobra.
Iron Cobra.
two-legged.
Yeah.
To be honest, I really like that hi-hat stand.
It's
Like,
great, dude. Yeah, no complaints.
I've considered getting like the DW9000 with like the spikes that go down like here, like they come down there, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I've actually heard, I don't know, mixed reviews. I mean, not that they're bad, they're all great, but
Yeah.
I like that hi-hat stand a lot. I've had it for years.
And you know, another Craigslist kind of gem.
Same. Yeah, I got mine on
mix,
Craigslist, like, and it's like still around. I've had mine
Yeah.
for like 15 years.
Dude, same here. And just day after day, I've thrown it in, you know, a trap case
it's
and
nice.
thrown it in the trailer.
You did. You
So-
also didn't trim your. So most guys will like cut this
Yeah.
right here,
I
like the hi-hat clutch mount area, if you can see.
Goes all the way up. I know I should. It's like it just misses the effect symbol.
So this next tour for me, I'm shaving this off.
maybe that's
like
the way to
I'm
do
taking
it.
like a hacksaw, and then my buddy has like a belt sander, and we'll just put like a just like polish it down so you don't like just destroy yourself. Like kind of do this again to it.
Yeah, right.
But like
polish
I never
knob.
go. When am I gonna put my hi-hats to here? So
I
I'm like,
know, yeah.
I've been carrying around an extra 6 inches of metal for
Be like
10 years.
Tommy Lee shit up there or something. I know, seriously, mine's all bent.
Oh,
like
100%.
banana.
That's what I was saying. I'm like, I end up just destroying it. It doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense. So, trim your hi-hat clutch connector piece.
Yeah.
If you're
Just
at home,
a little tip for
do
you.
that.
Or put an antenna topper on top of there, and then
Oh yeah, that's
make
like, I guess
fashion statement.
yeah, or like a tambourine if you're. That,
Oh yeah,
if you're
guess
that
so.
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not that guy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm also not the tambourine guy.
Yeah, I know. I can't fake that enough.
So cymbals.
Cymbals, yeah. So we got shout out to Peisty. Thank you for helping me out.
These are beautiful.
Peisty 8-inch signature splash, and then 10-inch reflector splash that I just learned was a reflector.
That thing is sweet.
Yeah, yeah.
I was gonna say like.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, the reflector's awesome.
yeah, it sounds sick,
sweet.
and it's just kind of nice on the verses, just like a quick little high to low or low to high thing. And then the Peisty 18-inch PSTX
That thing is
effect,
huge.
Swiss cheese effect symbol. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I've started to notice it'll crack like at some of these, on some of the cutouts.
Right.
But it makes it sound better. Like it makes it sound
Really?
like trashier. It's
Oh,
one of
like
those things.
airier?
Yeah, it's almost like you're like breaking it in, like a pair of jeans. I don't know. I've like.
Have you gone through a few of these?
I haven't, but my buddy Tanner from Iatera has been through
Absolute
a few of
hammer.
them. Yeah, beast of a guy, hits the shit out of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always tell him, I was like, dude, they sound better with the cracks, So if you have one and it's starting to crack, I say keep it. You don't even know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Sick. Love it.
This is probably the coolest, in my opinion, of all the things you have on this kit.
Yeah.
These are probably their, tell us.
Oh, yeah, and then 15-inch hi-hats, Peisty Formula 602 15-inch hi-hats, absolute beast,
Yeah,
super
those are
washy, but like super tight, if you're playing, I don't know, diddles or like, something really like
Have you played
tight,
15s
technical you
before
want
this?
No, this is my first 15s ever.
Really?
Yeah, I was always a 14-inch guy, but then when I was kind of ordering hi-hats, I was like going through their catalog, seeing who played what, and all my favorite drummers were playing the 15s, and then I looked them up on YouTube, and I was like, these things just
they sound insane.
just sounds so good. Yeah, this is definitely my favorite part of the kit. It all.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even want to look over here. This is just so nice. But yeah, and then Peisty signature 18-inch full crash, super rad workhorse. It's,
Danny Carey plays.
Is it?
On his left, he has a full, and then I forget the other one, but he plays a full crash in the main kit.
Gotcha. I believe it.
Dude, it's incredible.
Yeah, I mean they're great. They sound great. I found them from this guy Kyle Black. He has a studio out in Van Nuys, and when we were recording some tracks, that was one of the cymbals I used. So I called him up and I was like, "Yo, what were the cymbals?" And he was like hitting them on the phone, and I was like, "Dude, I can't tell. Just tell me the name of them, so I can order them." But yeah, I love it. I mean, it won't crack no matter how hard you hit it. Sounds great. Great for studio, great for live.
That thing's amazing.
And then
This one's interesting because I asked you about this on the internet.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What's your ride cymbal?" And you don't play a ride cymbal technically.
Right, so it's a Formula 602, just like the hi-hats, but it's a 22-inch Modern Essentials crash. So do the crash ride. But it's super rad, dude. I mean, like,
Oh wow.
move it down, nice bell. And then just like, you can kind of like effects it, just super beautiful. And then just, I don't know if it's gonna fuck up the mic, but just, like I'll just hit it as a crash.
Yeah.
So it's super rad. And just with like the Cydeways music, we don't do like too much ride cymbal stuff,
Right.
So I wanted something that could just, sound good, get through like a few songs with the ride on the chorus, and then you can just beat the shit out of it.
Right.
And then, so I love that thing. It's massive. Might
That
be hard
is-
to see on camera, but it's
that's a big cymbal.
looks like a hubcap.
It's really dark.
Something.
Like that thing is by far the darkest sound on this kit.
Yeah, for sure. So it's kind of cool. It adds like a nice little contrast between everything. And then kind of like the first crash, Peisty signature full crash, just 19-inch, just little darker sound, yeah, love them. All great. And then lastly is the PSTX, what is this? 14-inch Swiss flanger stack.
Nice.
So kind of
Okay.
it's on the, Peisty did like the effects line. So same thing, kind of Swiss cheese. But it's rad, dude. I mean, and then you can kind of, I bought one of those like
The Thomas
quick release.
ones.
Yeah,
Yep.
so it's kind of sick. So you can like,
Adjust like the
yeah,
decay. Oh, wow.
You know,
That's
so
a big difference, actually.
Yeah, for sure. A little tip I learned is like adding an extra cymbal felt, you know, so you can really like
That makes total
tighten it
sense.
up and get crisp. Sometimes I'll use it like for modest. Like I'll do, you know, a verse where it's like the snare, you know, so I'll play like open-handed
like
kind of
clapped
thing.
kinda.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense. Yeah, I haven't gotten into the stacks yet. I'll be honest. I don't have a purpose with, like the current band I'm in. We are moving in like a metal direction, so I will eventually. My next thing's gonna be like a pretty sick China.
Okay, sick. Yeah.
But like
Right.
I don't have a purpose for, especially like a small clapper stack.
Yeah.
I just don't. I'm not playing dance music at the moment.
Right.
So it's like,
right.
man, I want to, but
I know.
I can't justify that thing.
No, I
quite
know.
yet.
I was the same way. Like with Cydeways, there was no need for it, so I like couldn't find an excuse to get one. But then when I started playing with Modest, there's like so many times where I was like, all right, this will be perfect.
Yeah, it's got like a
for
lot
it.
of like hip hop kind of sound.
Yeah, hip hop stuff. He does all like the dubby jam stuff, you know. So it's just cool to add like more textures, you know, different layers of sound and all that stuff.
So you do playback too?
I do playback, yeah. So Modest doesn't do any playback. He's all
That whole thing's live.
yeah. So Modest is all live, which is cool. Like just a different beast. So like Cydeways, everything's on a click. Obviously, you know, it's the same set every
Right.
night.
Yep.
You know, funny business. But Modest is like different songs, different version of those songs, calling out drum solos on stage, 7-minute
wow.
guitar solos. You know,
Lots of audibles.
yeah, right.
Okay.
So it's kind of cool to like stretch your mental connections, you know, with
Yep.
that thing, kind of get you out of your comfort zone and all that stuff. But yeah, for Cydeways, I do playback. I use the Play Audio 12, which is super rad. It's like a redundant interface. So you hook up computer A and computer B, and then the way it kind of works, so you can see we're on scene A right
Yep,
here.
yep.
But yeah, so the way it works is if computer A crashes, gets yanked, I don't know, Ableton glitches out. If it takes like a millisecond
What's your delay time? So like I set ours to 280 milliseconds on our Play Audio,
I think it's probably
something like that.
Yeah.
Because when I set it like faster than that, it was auto failing.
Yeah,
did you
right.
mess with that whole thing?
I did have to make it a little bit longer because it'll detect something weird.
Just something, and you're like,
Yeah.
nothing happened. I didn't hear
Yeah,
anything.
right.
So
Change it
we
up.
were talking about millisecond delay. So you
Yeah.
run the Play Audio 12 2 max.
2 max, Ableton Live, everything's on stems, you know, so like one thing we noticed, because we used to run our tracks off like the SPD SX,
Yep.
you know, so you're just sending one serial file, and like, you know, we didn't have a house guy for a while and stuff, so we would get into like a different room and they'd be like, the bass is way too much, like, can you take the bass down?
And
And
you
you
can't.
can't, you just
Yeah,
send in
yeah.
one file. So we have everything on stems, and so like, we'll kind of adjust to the room.
Nice.
You know, like, oh, the horns are too hot, so we can just take that down,
Yep,
you know, or
yep.
bring up the background vocals.
And so
or
are you
whatever.
doing, when you're doing the mix to front of house like you just described, are you doing
Yeah.
it in Ableton?
Yeah, so you can just go and like click on a stem. So like Castaway vocal stem. So what is it? View, toggle, clip device view.
Okay.
And then you got to do it again. And then
Oh, I
that's
see.
the
Oh, so
wave
you
files.
would adjust the stem itself for this room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
you can just, you know, if it's like too high or too low, you can adjust the gain up and down.
100%. That makes total sense.
Yeah. So Super Clutch has helped us out a lot. You know, just kind of cleaning up the sound.
Yeah, well, and for like you're saying, specific rooms, like some rooms have like no subs, and the next room
Right.
has like 14
Nothing
subs.
but- yeah. I mean, you know, like the room we played in last night did not have fucking 12.
line arrays,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
hanging from the ceiling.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's been Super Clutch, Ableton, you know, like highly recommend it. It's a bit of a learning curve.
Yeah, the
learning
setup.
that stuff,
The
but-
setup looks sick. You're using Session View for your
Yeah,
tracks. I
right.
use Arrangement View in Ableton for mine.
Right.
But I've seen it go both ways. So it's interesting to see like how you have it set up, because again, there's a million ways to do this thing. So it's like the cool part about everyone's rig. It's like we're using the same. Like I have 2 Macs and you know Play Audio and the whole thing, but my setup looks different than yours. So it's like it's cool to like just see the
Right.
You know.
The thing I like about Session View is it's like a set list.
Yep.
You know, so I'm just like looking at down, and it's hard to see, but on my MIDI controller,
Yep.
it's just up, down. You know, so I just like scroll through,
Okay.
you know.
So using this like Korg device.
Yeah, what is this, Korg Nano Key?
You can just go. You program these to like up and down
yeah,
inside
up and down,
Session
and
View.
then start and stop.
Oh, okay.
But the only downside about Session View is like, if we're running a track and then they're like, we're in a rehearsal, let's say, and they'll be like, oh, let's just take the song from the solo.
Yep.
Or like, you know, the second verse.
100%.
You
Yeah,
can't do it. You're like,
that.
we got to start from the top. So I want to start getting better about arrangement view, so I could just like cut to that.
100%. Yeah, like we'll take a section, we can like loop it.
Right.
And so you can just drop a loop and be like, all right, let's hit this chorus into the guitar solo 4 or 5 times, and then be like, all right. And then eventually it's still looping while you're getting up to stop, and you're like, all right, can this please stop?
Yeah.
Why are my backing tracks still going?
I know. So frustrating. So that's, I think my next project is get a little more comfortable with session view.
So, and you live
for
in
that reason.
You live in dongle hell like the rest of us. There's a
stupid.
that's how it works.
Shout out to Apple for making everyone's lives harder.
Yeah, exactly. Just give us no ports.
Yeah. Got the dongles, and then I just.
Yeah, what is this for your ears?
Yeah, so this Mackie Mix 8, I think. So it's just like a simple little 8-channel recorder, or mixing board kind of thing. But yeah, so click track, channel 1, band mix, channel 2, 3, 4 I have open, and then 5 and 6 is the tracks themselves.
Got it.
So, I can just adjust click, adjust the band mix, and then adjust.
And so are you sending yourself, so do you use a DI splitter for your Play Audio to go to front of house and to you? How do you get, or do you just double it out of Ableton?
I just give, I don't know, I'm the least technical guy out there.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I just send them a left and right.
Okay, yep. Looks like you got a couple DIs here.
Yeah.
So this will split, like it takes your Play Audio and then splits the signal. So you get a copy and it goes to the house and then to you.
That makes sense.
Okay, so
and then the other DI was when we had a SPSX, I would just plug that.
Oh, that makes total sense. Okay, so you have the backup DI.
Yeah. And then, but I've seen guys, they'll hook up. Who's the Hyrie drummer, Matt? I don't know.
Okay.
Yep. But they have this thing you can screw in on the back of it, and then you can like send each stem to channels. Like you can hook up like 12 channels, so you can like set up.
Oh,
a snake
like a snake or like I know what you're talking about, like a breakaway box or something.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yep.
So that might kind of be the next step. But if you're like not traveling with the sound guy, then it's just easier to just send
100%.
left and right, and and then that goes back to the stem things. We can just kind of adjust that on our own. But
dude, it's sick. Setup sick.
Yeah.
I'll get the camera and show you guys what's going on. But yeah, Casey, thanks for
thanks for having me. Honored.
Honored
To have the first guest on this.
Yeah, we'll have to catch up with you and see what your next rig is here the next time around.
Yeah,
I'm sure you'll have something new. So
looking forward to it.
Hell yeah, brother. Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys for watching.
Peace.
Take my life from a blackout. Denver, keep us all the best.